The last date you remember is sometime during the year 2522. The end times are here, you've been struggling for a while. Another moon sets and you get up for another day of slaughter. There is no happy ending, there is no chance of success, you are not going to be a hero. Your only desire is to simply see another day. Any chance of you living your life in a cottage next to a river, all gone. This is not a nightmare, this is grimdark. This is Warhammer End Times. Welcome to the Vermintide. Warhammer End Times Vermintide is a grimdark tale told in the Warhammer universe by Fatshark Entertainment. With a raggedy group of previously mortal enemies banded together just to make it through the night on the off chance that they could complete their quests before their impending death catches up to them, you're 5 great warriors destined to live out your final days slaughtering horde after horde of ratmen, clamoring to the surface who desire nothing but death and destruction. If I were to give as short of summary as possible, it would be Left 4 Dead with a melee focus set in Warhammer. The gameplay experience is a cooperative survival for 4 players, with 5 unique heroes to choose from, each getting their own vast arsenal of weapons, divvying up playstyles even more. You're picked between swords, great swords, daggers, axes, hammers, shields, bows, crossbows, handguns, repeaters, magic, and everything in between. The game chronicles an epic quest across 13 levels with a story fit for its world, taking you across a massive array of maps and environments, from the peaks of stone walls to the Magnus Tower, to the trenches and fields, all the way to the gutters and prisons. Variety is never something I desired more of during my playthroughs, and that's not even touching the story DLC. Don't have friends? The AI is suitable enough to carry you through as well. Skaven bring a unique new platform to fight endless hordes of, with their impressive mobility and constant, unrelenting threat. These aren't just everyday zombies for your endless horde brawler, these are a serious liability. With staple co-op monsters making an appearance and other hard-to-kill mobs, the dynamic spawn system makes a wonderful appearance, or rather, a great job pulling the strings behind the scenes. Between the gutter runners and packmasters, you'll need somebody to watch your back, and the poison wind globadiers and the rat ogres will give your entire team something to look out for too, requiring solid teamwork to take them down, along with a few dozen hits from a hefty hammer. With Skaven, nowhere is safe, there is no hiding. The levels bring variety in your objectives, from finding relics to setting back Skaven camps by destroying their siege, to just trying to get a little food. My favorite has been the Wizard's Tower, during which you hunt down a wizard to earn protection for the Red Moon Inn, the home base for the Ubershriek Resistance, the force you lead. During which you trudge through the now-defunct potion shop, wander through some halls, and come to the Chamber of Ninjal, something impressive that changes based on which character you're currently playing. Your screen won't match your friends. You then march through a twisted and warped library with stairs and chests climbing the walls and ceiling. That's where I'll leave that, even if it isn't the end. It's one of the first 3 missions, and it's all uphill from there. In addition to the story-based content, there's a free Endless Wave Survival Mode DLC in which you protect an area and last as long as you can for glory, loot, and leaderboard. With no hope of rescue, the heroes are making their last desperate stand, fighting increasingly difficult hordes of Skaven. The longer you last, the better your loot and the more impressive your trophy. And that leads us into progress. Progress is delivered in the form of better weapons, trinkets, and cosmetic headgear. Weapons are not a stat race, they simply get mildly better damage and access to more traits for you to unlock. Weapon traits are handled through the forge, requiring you to burn up excess loot to earn upgrade components and unlock them. Traits can be anything from double damage from behind, to more ammunition, to healing you when you get a hit, to improving stagger from bashes. A very wide variety of loot to choose from and grind for if you're into. If not, you can work your way through the entire game perfectly fine with the standard loot if you so desire. Trinkets offer enhancements to item pickups, to raw buffs, to protection against certain elements, and even purely cosmetic flair for those who don't need any help. Now let's leave the gameplay for a minute and talk about graphics and sound. The graphics are wonderful, albeit not top of the line. They don't leave you lusting for a generational leap, but they also won't make you look back on it in nostalgia for its era. There are plenty of extremely impressive vistas and off-actor moments that are truly well-done locations worth stopping for a moment to stare, and none of the assets in the game stand out as poor quality. The engine handles well enough and scores a respectable frame rate on my aged rig. However, it is an aged engine and it will see occasional dips in a few unreasonably demanding settings. Next up, sound. The sound in this game is wonderful, however it does leave a small bit to be desired. The meaty sounds of a blade thunking into the flesh of a clan rat is a satisfying sound of metal separating flesh. The bashes of shields against their skulls is a suitable thud that fits the action as well as giving much needed feedback and heft to the player to confirm the hit. Fire and cinder sound effects are engaging and feel like you're there, and are handled wonderfully in surround. Passive sound effects like footsteps and skittering are subtle but noticeable, a perfect balance for immersion. Voice lines are well written, crystal clear, and with proper ambience applied to make you feel like you're there. But that's where the desire for more comes in. Voice lines are few and repeated frequently enough that they become a joke. But then again, how many voice lines would you really need for your few hundred playthroughs of the same content? Overall, the game is a wonderful slaughtering ground for those of us who just need a little rat bashing in our lives. A decent story paired with iconic heroes and meaty melee combat with incentive to play through again and again. Easily a dozen hours of content for a one-time pass, and a few dozen more for a repeat co-op experience. For those desiring more content, there's a handful of new missions available through DLC to sate your thirst, bringing with them new zones, trinkets, and weapons to discover, with even more DLC yet to come this November, giving us even more rats to exterminate. The game is well worth its $30 asking price, and worth picking up for the price of lunch. The game has been in many bundles and continues to see steep sales on many storefronts. In addition, it has a sequel coming out next year, so if you thrust through all of the content it has on offer and just can't get enough, there's more yet to come. So thank you for watching my review on Warhammer End Times Vermintide. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop me a like. If you loved it, maybe even a sub. And with that, I will see you in the rat slaughter.
I think it's this way.